Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for a purpose such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. For uses of use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, education, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Now let's start this dang show.
You gonna have any fights this week? Oh man, we gotta have some fights.
What is up, everybody? It's Free Agent Frenzy and Asylum. When you thought it was safe to be a Raider fan and have a safe, nice free agency, even though the Raiders didn't Raider themselves, the universe had to Raider themselves. And here we are.
I don't know. I'm not going to say the universe Raidered fucking us. We'll get into my feelings on all that when we get to that point.
Oh yeah, because you're the what was it? You're the feelings. What was your title? We named you.
I forgot. Nothing about.
Anger
emotional. Yeah, emotional something coordinator.
The emotional coordinator. What is up, everybody? We got a lot of people.
We got a coordinator position, though.
Yes. We got a lot of people in the chats. I want to first say hi, hello, mother. She's in there. And Arcadio, never call me on show day. I'm trying to get all my homework done before the show starts. I'm just joking. But anyways, yeah, we got a lot to talk about when it comes to everything. And let's just get into it, Asylum. Where were you at when you heard the reaction? I'm sorry, when you heard the news. Sorry, when you heard the news of Maxx Crosby.
You want to know exactly where I was? I mean, I was sitting just right over here to my left, doing my second job, if you want to call it, my little side business I got going on. For those of you who know, you know. Some of you guys in the chat have, well, Ed ain't been here, but have caught me on it. I was in the middle of doing that live on Tiki Talk when I came across my phone. And you want to talk about a distraction? You're trying to sell shit and you're over here like, let me get on the computer real quick. What the fuck is going on? You know, and I found out that the Ravens are Indian givers.
Yeah, I was we were in downtown and my stepson had practice, so we were just sitting. It was a nice day and I was still working on some stuff and I needed to have reception. If you go into the parking garage, there's no reception. So I stayed on the street and I was parked, and then I see, my watch goes off with the news. And I looked at my watch and it said Ravens pulled from trade. And I went, what? And I had this strange feeling. Because I was watching Mitchell Rents throughout all of the as the free agency was happening live, because I was the only person that was on live, so I was watching, and people will comment on the chats, whatever, and he were all like, "It's not official yet." And he's just talking about general. It's not official yet. On Wednesday, everything will be official. These are just, da da da. So when he kept saying it's not official, talking in general, not saying anything specific, I was all like in my head, like, what if nothing is specific? I mean, nothing is official. What if some crazy way or reason we lose the 14th pick and Maxx Crosby comes back? I don't know. I was just thinking in the back of my head, like, what if? So maybe it's my fault that I didn't say it out loud, though. I didn't put it out.
It is your fault. It doesn't matter. You still put it out in the universe with it going through your head. But to be fair, with all that being said, it wasn't the trade that I was thinking, that we were going to get screwed on that. We'll get into all this, but it was that big free agent signing we did.
Oh, yeah.
That was the one that had me concerned on, it's not official yet. Let's get to by the way, it is past that time, and it is now official. We got the best center in football right now, or one of the best centers in football.
Yeah.
Playing for the Raiders to help protect whoever the fuck the quarterback is going to help Ashton Jeanty have a breakout season. Now we'll be able to see what Jeanty could do, because me personally, I kind of feel with this signing of this center, Linderbaum, that JPJ is going to be going where I said he should have gone last year.
To the left guard position.
So now you're going to have left tackle, left guard, center taken care of. The rookie from last year that we all seem to like, right? Going to sit there and slip into where JPJ was. And now we just need DJ Clay to get off whatever he was fucking on last year. And we could have a solid O-line here. We can.
Yeah. And sorry, I was still, and I was gonna make the graphic with the possible offensive line, and then when the Crosby thing happened, I'm all like you, I was all like, okay, now wait, because now the Ravens had, they were able to, basically have their cap a little bit, expanded now, because they were gonna take on Maxx Crosby's money. That was the wrong one. I was trying to do this one. So after Friday happened, and that was another surprise. Not a surprise, but it was just like, oh wow, they actually pulled the trigger and sent Maxx Crosby somewhere, and it wasn't the Patriots, it wasn't the Bears, it wasn't the Lions, it was the Ravens, which none of us really thought. I mean, it was like maybe possibly, but we thought it was those big three.
When you heard Ravens in there, but yeah, it wasn't it wasn't one of the tops. All you were hearing was Bears, Cowboys, and Patriots.
Yeah, and then the Lions, and then like the Ravens were like, well, maybe, yeah. So this is what was supposed to happen, Kane. We were supposed to get 14th pick, and then next year's first round, 2027 pick from the Ravens. We were only going to have 5.1 million to Maxx Crosby dead cap money. They were going to take the 30.7 million that's going to be guaranteed as of, I think it's the 13th. So as of in 2 days from now. So we were like, okay. And a lot of us were, all right, we accepted it. We were embracing the rebuild. And I was going to have parts of the Maxx Crosby goodbye message. Did you see the goodbye message?
Yeah, I saw it that he did with the Rush background and everything. And I wasn't going to get emotional this early, but yeah, I saw it.
But the Flock Nation, come on, Flock Nation.
Oh, dude, that fucking, you know what? I went and I go, this whole situation was karma for turning around and saying Flock Nation.
There's only one nation. It's Raider Nation, not Flock Nation. They flocked you over, Maxx Crosby, and he was sent back home. The thing, you know, like a lot of people came on, a lot of folks came on, of course, when Maxx Crosby got traded. I was not even at home, so I couldn't even go live if I wanted to. A lot of people came on. I was looking. Some people came on in veils and sunglasses like they're at a funeral. Maxx Crosby, but you gotta understand though, we live in a world, we live in the sporting world, we live in a world, it's all business. And I would have been more, I don't want to say I lost respect, but I would have been more like, okay, if he had said, yeah, hey, Raider Nation, you know, I did my best, but I realized that my football mortality with the 2 years of on the IR, missing games, having surgery, you know, that I just need to try to go and whatever, you know, it just be honest. But you know, everything is, we can't show our hands.
We literally just found out, you know, after all this and after it went away, that Mark Davis actually went to Crosby's house and they had to sit down and a talk. Dinner, probably all that other shit. Probably PF Chang's, you know, delivered. And they came to the mutual agreement that it was time to move on. Now, to everybody out there, I'm going to have a surprise for you. Maxx Crosby's still going to get traded. He's not going to be with the Raiders at the start of the season. He's still going to get traded. Just watch.
I want to play the reaction. This is Tom Pelissero, because he had like the most, like, right when it happened, he was like the most angriest that I've seen. So I want to play this. And then everything he's saying is the obvious of why I believe, and I'm pretty sure you believe, the excuse of, well, he failed his physical was a BS excuse. So I'm going to play this right here.
Oh, after this,
reaction from other people within the NFL that I am getting is predominantly about how the Ravens pulled the rug out, regardless of what their reasoning was. This just does not happen. It has happened on multiple other occasions in the past on much smaller trades or agreements involving the Ravens. However, when you're talking about trading 2 first-round picks, this is not an unknown issue with Maxx Crosby. Everyone knew he had a knee injury. Everyone knew he finished on injured reserve. Everyone knew, based on Ian's reporting, that he had a meniscus surgery that was actually not just a trim, but a meniscus repair that has a longer-term type of a timeline. But that did not stop several teams from offering a first-round pick and more as part of a trade offer. It did not stop the Ravens from offering 2 first-round picks. This is not a situation where you put in a bid in an online auction, and then if you don't like the item, you return it via Amazon. This is a trade involving a superstar player in the NFL. Clearly, they came to the conclusion that there was something they were not comfortable with. And again, it does bear mentioning. 32 teams, 32 doctors, 32 degrees of risk tolerance. What one team might be willing to accept, whether it's in the draft process, a free agent signing, a trade, is something that another team might say, we're simply not going to go there. That's why every year, and we're going through the pre-draft process right now, you'll hear about players having medical flags. There might be 31 teams who say, we won't pass this guy. We won't put a uniform on him. But if one team is willing to do it, then that player is going to play in the NFL. Maxx Crosby is a known commodity with a known injury. Clearly, something happened. He was in Baltimore today, posting on social media. Obviously went through a medical process, after which the Ravens, for one reason or another, and again, to your point, we have not heard from the Ravens to this point, the Ravens decided we are not following through with this trade. It does not happen often in the NFL. It definitely does not happen at this level, this type of a blockbuster trade. Maxx Crosby, once again, is on the Raiders. He is right back on the trade block Other teams, again, I will emphasize this, the Cowboys would remain interested. They were the runner-up to the Ravens.
Well,
other teams that I'm calling, I'm missing the calls right now from other teams trying to figure out what's going on because all the other pass rushers have gotten agreements. Do the Ravens now, who didn't get a pass rusher, try to flip one of those players that agreed to a deal someplace else because now they need another pass rusher for that defense? There are so many different tentacles to this. We never see this happen. It is going to be a free agency frenzy that has now gone into a physical frenzy. How about that, Patrick?
So, speaking of tentacles, did you feel like you got kicked in the tentacles when you heard that Maxx Crosby was coming back and we lost our 14th pick?
No, it wasn't our pick until today. We all knew this, but no.
I want to say, going off of that point, I want to say this is why the legal NFL tampering period, this legal period, whatever you want to call it, they shouldn't have it. They shouldn't have all these come out because it sounds like it's already official, even though we know nothing comes official until today at 1 p.m. my time in Pacific. So, whatever, the 4 p.m. Eastern time they go. But that's why they shouldn't have the NFL tampering period. That doesn't make sense. The legal tampering, that's an oxymoron, okay? Legal tampering. Tampering means it's bad. You're undercutting, whatever. I don't know. But that's why they shouldn't have it.
Well,
but it's all for the entertainment.
Legal tampering thing. I'm fine with it. I'm even fine with the reporting on it. Fans need to have the understanding that just because an agreement was made doesn't make it binding until things can happen. Going out and celebrating, going out and like that Ravens fan shaving his head because he said he would shave his head if they traded for Maxx Crosby. Now he's sitting there with a bald head. Okay? I mean, I'm fine with all this because it gets it going. I like to know what's going on. Yes, okay, they have come to an agreement. That's what it's always said. They have come to an agreement. Listen to the shit being said and keep your feeling, and go. And, when it comes to this situation, this is my honest to God feeling. The Ravens, they put their hand in two different bowls. Okay? They were talking to Hendrickson. Because when this came out and you and me started talking, texting and everything, I kept thinking in my head, they said, Wednesday, Hendrickson's going to come out. And I just kept thinking, watch it be fucking Baltimore. Because Baltimore wanted Hendrickson. But they turned around and did this, knowing full well that they could back out just like they did. Right? Crosby was the backup plan. Crosby was that and the Ravens answer, or the Ravens GM answer, we were trying to get them both. Both fucking shit. If you wanted them both, you wouldn't have backed out the trade. You did not want to give up the first two, the two first round picks. But you knew you were going to have to. So what are you going to do? You're going to leverage Maxx Crosby to get your guy. And the minute, because it may not have come out, but Hendrickson had already told the Ravens who he was going to sign with.
Yeah.
And then the perfect thing, the only way to get out of it is, how many times have we seen trade? I mean, he says it doesn't happen a lot. We have seen quite a few trades not go through because of a failed physical. And again, like he said, every fucking team knew what was going on with Maxx Crosby. You cannot tell me that their doctors found something that no other doctor has found wrong with Maxx Crosby. They failed him to back out of it because they were getting their guy for quote unquote cheaper.
And no loss of picks.
And they don't have to lose their picks. This was we're going all in, but we got to know something over here. If this pans out, we don't have to, I got $500. I'm going to go bet 100. Right? But I got this $400 over here I can play with if I need to. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to lose. No, that's all this is. Everyone got bamboozled by the Ravens. And to all the people who think that the Ravens should be punished for this, you know what? This is the way it goes. It's the legal tampering. Again, this can always happen. It's buyer's remorse is the other thing. Everyone, oh yeah, we got this. They had days to sit on. Damn, we're giving up 2 first-round picks. Oh my God, what are we going to do? That's leveraging, and only for one player. Oh, we still got to get Lamar. We still got to do this. We still got to do that. Holy shit, we lost this player. Then they started going, okay, well, we get this. I mean, it comes down to it. The Ravens played the system, but in the end, in my opinion, they fucked themselves.
Yeah, they burn bridges.
Every team in the NFL, Peggy talks about this, right? Every player, everybody sees how the Raiders have treated players. You don't think every team has seen what the Ravens did? Now you think the Ravens want to do a trade or anything's going to be involved? Do you really think a team's going to be, willing to do a trade with them now? With this front office, who could easily just turn around and, I don't know, going like this. In the end, they fucked themselves. Teams are going to be asking for a lot more. They're going to be looking for assurances. There's going to be things in there. And when they're wanting to offload or trade for another player, the likelihood of it happening probably won't happen.
Well, but it's the thing. And I know what you're saying. And it's the thing. I'm going to say, and then I'm going to follow up with a question. They like Pelissero said, Tom Pelissero said, everyone knew that he was injured. He had surgery, and they realized this is always important because every person that was trying to be the first one to report that Maxx Crosby wanted to leave all said that he had surgery and he needed to do a meniscus repair than to just say shaving, whatever, that he was injured and that it's going to take a few more months. So of course he's going to fail the physical. Now that, and I went on Jeff's show last night. He said, "Hey, come on!" So I came on real quick, and I was using the example of that's like you have a pothead who wants to work at a dispensary, and so the boss is all like, "Okay, you can come in since you know the product," and he goes, "Okay," and then he comes in, and then he fails him over a drug test. Oh, you didn't pass the drug test. Well, duh.
That's a good analogy right there.
It's like you knew that he was injured, and I thought maybe the Ravens are going to do like the Warriors did a long time ago when they got Bogut, when the Warriors traded, I'm forgetting his name, but they got Bogut, but it wasn't for that year, it's for the next year because he had the knee injury. So I said, no, we're getting him to reserve him. He's going to rehab over here, and then next year we're going to go with him, and then they ended up winning the championship. But now my question to you, so you're saying that, so did the Ravens plan this riskfully without thinking? Okay, were they stupid in what they were doing? Were they planning this riskfully without thinking? Or was it Maxx Crosby's or insurance policy?
It was the insurance. They thought this out. You can't say they did it without, it was a risk, yes. To the point of they were always able to back out of the trade, even if it was today, right now, right? Even if it was that, they could still back out up until he takes the physical. The physical is the defining thing. They had always planned to back out if they got Hendrickson. If they didn't get Hendrickson, then they would have stuck with the deal and had Maxx Crosby. I will say the GM's answer is a bullshit fucking answer. You know what I'm saying? It comes down to that physical. They always had an out on the trade, and they knew it. So it was a calculated risk. If you want to even go that far, it was a calculated play. Because they could have lost Hendrickson because of the trade with Maxx Crosby. There's the calculation, and there's the risk. They could have lost out on the guy they wanted because they got somebody else. Well, you got Crosby. Why am I going to come over here? You know what I'm saying? There was the calculation, but they would have still had Crosby. They'd given up their first 2-round picks, and we would not be having this discussion. But because they were throwing money at Hendrickson, whatever it was, the deal, the money, whatever caused him to, accept it, they were able to say, and they might have told him, if you accept this, Crosby's gone. We're backing out of the deal. He might know more about this than everybody else does. They might have. I mean, it's just one of those things. You can't tell me. Again, I flat out don't believe it. If you want to play that game, then you know what? Tom Brady played this perfect. Because you know what? They planned this to be able to sign away Lindenbaum from the Ravens by doing this because they knew that they didn't have the money to throw at the center to get him if they had Maxx Crosby's money on the books at that time, and they knew they were going to get Crosby back. I mean, we could play it both ways if you really wanted to go that way. But in the end,
I want to play.
In the end,
yeah,
Crosby was backup plan. He was the, just in case, and they had an easy way out with failing a physical. Because they don't even have to give us, they have to give the NFL probably, but they don't have to give us the reason he failed. What did he fail? All they have to say is he failed our doctor's physical. From what I heard, there was 3 doctors in there.
Mm-hmm. So I want to play the GM, Eric DaCosta, and hear what he had to say. So this is coming straight from him. So this is the excuses, I guess.
We were really excited about potentially adding Maxx to our team. I had already begun discussions, John Spytek. Those discussions continued. We were really thinking that we were gaining some traction. We did. I would say as part of the normal sort of trade process, I mean, there's a lot of different parts involved with the trade process. We've done a lot of different trades, and one of the key things is to, you bring the player in, you try to get as much information as you can. We did that, and we were not able to complete the process of acquiring the player based on, our assessment of the situation. Very, very, I think, disappointing. I know our fans were upset, devastated. I understand that. Tough situation. But I think for the Ravens, the right situation. And my role as GM and Jesse's role as head coach and Sashi's role as president, stewards of the organization. And we have to make tough calls. And this was certainly a tough call to make.
I'm sorry. I mean, this is just straight horse shit. I mean, you want to talk about, we're not talking to the horse's mouth right now. We're getting it straight from the horse's ass. Okay? I mean, first-year GM, correct? If I remember correctly, I heard this is a first-year GM. I'm starting to feel like he made a decision without discussing other people. We're going to say higher ups here, right? He talked about the president. He talked about, going, possibly even the ownership. And he got cold feet. Just fucking come out and say it. They make movies about brides fucking, running away at the altar and shit. They got cold feet. You got cold feet. Or you had it planned. Fucking just come out and say it. Which one was it? This is just straight horse shit. This is just straight fucking, I'm in front of a camera, so I'm going to say, all the proper shit and go. Because in my opinion, and y'all, you heard me, they were waiting on an answer from Trey right there. And that's all it was. If he would have waited until three more days to make his answer, Crosby's physical would have been tomorrow.
Well, so here is on if the Trey Hendricks. So these are what the reporters asked him. The sound was low. They were actually having technical difficulties when it came to trying to put this video out. So I was trying to cut it. But so here is so the question was, did the Trey Hendricks affect the process of finalizing Maxx Crosby's trade? So this is his answer.
Focused on Max, a lot of attention given to that particular acquisition. As I said, a player that I think really fits us and his skill set. We played against him. Really admire him in many different ways. I think for us, it was going to be probably our biggest foundational acquisition this year. So I didn't really look at him as like, we'll do this because of that. It was really more, how do we get better as a football team? In terms of Trey, I think we came to a point probably after we lost Tyler, where as we're trying to find the best way for us to get better as a football team, Trey kind of made a lot of sense as a possible guy to look at. So we started some discussions with he and his agent, thinking that, potentially we'd have 2 pass rushers on the defensive line on both sides of the line. Again, I think it was disappointing, to us, and probably in a way, potentially disappointing probably to Trey as well. Yeah, so we had started discussions with both players. We'd already agreed to potentially the trade with the Raiders, but we had
where's the lie detector?
We were trying to sign Tyler, obviously. We weren't able to get that done. Looking at the best ways for us to improve our football team, at some point we just said, you know what, this might be a guy that really fits us, and we've played against him twice a year for the last whatever many years, 4 or 5 years, and thought, hey, maybe this is a way for us to get better as a football team. So that was definitely a possibility for us. Not to say that would have happened, but definitely something that we had contemplated and discussed with Trey.
Everything that guy just said is bullshit. Thank you.
And I thought I wasn't going to be able to use that again after we got rid of fucking Carol.
Dream scenario. You have Maxx Crosby on one side, and you had Hendrickson on the other side. Oh yeah, and you had him. I know. I'm saying you had them both in your building, but now it's like, this is like, okay, this is my analogy or my whatever of the tampering thing. Okay, it's like you're going Christmas shopping with your kids, and you're buying their gifts. So you go to toys. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna get this big old Lego set. Oh, I'm gonna get this big old whatever set. Put it in there, and you go to go pay. And then they say, "Oh, your card declined. You only have an X amount of money, and this costs more than that." Oh no. Okay, which kid am I gonna make happy? Who's my favorite kid at this moment? Let me see. The Legos cost about $200. Let's say race car, okay? And the RC race car is about $150. Sorry, we're gonna go with the race car. You guys can play with it together though. So we're gonna go. No, I don't know. So that's what that is. And I don't know how Ravens fans are feeling, thinking they had Maxx Crosby and they had all the edits with him in the purple jersey. I just couldn't see Maxx Crosby in a Ravens jersey, and I guess it's just the universe didn't see it the same way either. But now going to when you said about cold feet, they did ask him. Now, everyone in the media is saying that you guys have cold feet. So here's his response to that.
So it wasn't just one conversation.
Actually, no. This is talking to the Raiders. My bad.
Probably over a full day span.
The next one.
I should say that I've got a lot of respect for Mark Davis, the Raiders, John Spytek. Al Davis was born in Brockton, Mass. I've always admired that. I'm from Massachusetts, right down the street. So I love the Raiders. They've been one of my favorite teams. It's tough. It's challenging. It was devastating for me to have that conversation. I'm sure challenging for them to hear as well. It's also very, 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 very hard for the player to hear that as well. And it's probably hardest for him more than anybody else.
Yeah. So, okay, I guess that was okay. There you go. Now he was talking about, the having to call the Raiders and be like, hey, remember that guy you sent us here and we gave you 2 first-round picks? Can we trade back? Because we can't afford it. We can't afford it. Can you imagine being John Spytek and you get a phone call? Why are the Ravens calling me? This is gonna get finalized tomorrow, or tomorrow. And he calls, hey, remember that Maxx Crosby guy? Do you guys want him back? Why? Cause why? Cause why? You know, did you know that he has a bad knee? Yeah, and so does everybody else in the country. So does every other 31 other teams. Oh, well, we realized that we don't have the parts to fix that, and we're gonna just give him back to you. You know, we didn't do nothing to him. He just got off the plane. We told him to go back on the plane. So yeah, we paid for the ticket to send him back. You know, just imagine being John Spytek. Like, I just spent all this money. I got extra money now. Maybe I want to do some more tomorrow. Oh, we got Maxx Crosby coming back. But hey, if we look at it in a positive way, and I saw this on Twitter, so I'm not gonna take credit for it. Someone on Twitter said, well, hey, we just got the best pass rusher in the last 10 years outside of Myles Garrett. So
we traded 2 first-round picks for him.
Yeah, that we did.
I mean, I understand.
So here's the cold feet one right here. Here's the cold feet one. Last one.
I understand it. We live in that age of skepticism, and people question, especially people that don't really know me or know the Ravens culture and the Ravens organization. So I understand it. As I said at the beginning, we've got a responsibility. I've got a responsibility to the Ravens, to this community, to our fans, and to Steve Bisciotti to do what we think is best for the club. And that's what we always try to do. Every decision we make is based on this idea: is this the best thing for the Ravens? It's very, very challenging. Again, I understand how people might maybe from afar would feel that way, but nobody's more upset about this than me. Gutted by it, actually. And so I regret, big regret for me. But we will move on as a football team, and I think there's many, many opportunities for us to grow as a team, to become a better team, to build a roster, and to be the team that we want to be.
Everything that guy just says is bullshit. Thank you.
I'm gutted. I'm flabbergasted. I'm angered inside. I'm appalled. I looked up the source before I came to the podium to think of every single word I could think of that says I regret. I'm harshly deterrent of the situation. I don't know.
I'm a detergent. That motherfucker ate Tide Pods as a kid.
Tide Pod challenge. So now we're looking at, we got Maxx Crosby back. Okay. As of right now, he's in the building. They said
I disagree with the guy earlier. I know what Maxx Crosby said. I know he's come back and even said he wants to come back and have, basically the best year, of his career. He wants to give the big FU to Baltimore. But I still think it's going to be with another team.
But hey, I mean, you got Maxx Crosby coming back. He's foaming at the mouth right now. This was his 6th-year anniversary today of his sobriety. You're going to go and ruin my 6th-year anniversary of my sobriety by sending me back to the Raiders. Not that I'm going back to the Raiders, but you embarrassed me. I'm in the building. I'm shaking hands with everybody. All the coaches that I thought I was going to be working under this coming year. I took a selfie with Lamar Jackson and Henry. We were out there studying our new jersey. Yeah. All that on the day of his sobriety, like a day that he celebrates is not going to be tied to a day that he's like. But he came back to the Raiders and said he was back at the facility 6:00 in the morning, and he was rehabbing. So I'm pretty sure he was out there. What, Max? What are you saying? Uh-oh. That's not him. That's the demons inside. He is getting ready to have a great 2026 season. And maybe, I don't know.
If he stayed with the Raiders, do we play the Ravens this year?
No, hey, not on the regular season. We do play the Jets though, Geno Smith, but not in the regular season. But how about if any kind of way we see each other in the playoffs, not just wild card, maybe like divisional, conference. Maxx Crosby is going to be
Lamar better have his running shoes on.
If I was Lamar Jackson, I want to leave too. I don't want to deal with this. They say the happiest man right now is Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
We have to see all those guys. And then he had his own guy. Well, actually, no, because his own guy went over.
I've said the same thing, Demon King.
Yeah, so I don't know. And, before this Maxx Crosby thing fell through yesterday, I was gonna pose the question because we were gonna talk about Maxx Crosby's with the Ravens now. We're gonna be on a rebuild, but we got all these new because I'm transitioning now to the other free agents.
Boys.
We got all these new parts. We got all these like we spent money this year. We didn't spend money the last 2 years. We spent money this year on some quality players. So we spent some money on some building blocks. And I was going to ask the question or place the bet, I guess. Would you put money on the Raiders making the playoffs this year over the Ravens with Maxx Crosby? But now it's not. Now it wouldn't. But hey, if hypothetically, would you have taken that bet?
Probably not. We're in rebuild. We're in rebuild. I know we got some. I was watching some people, and I was watching. He was a former player. I can't remember who it was, but they were talking about this is probably a blessing in disguise for the Raiders.
Will Compton.
Maybe, yes. Talking about we got the best linebacking core in the NFL right now. He was just going down the line of our additions and then saying now you got Maxx Crosby back on the team. That he would take that bet because he's already talking about
bless you, Demon King.
Raiders basically have a shot at the playoffs and everything. And who knows? Can this team surprise us? Can this team, I'm happy to see what we got going on at linebacker core. I'm happy to see some of the additions we brought in. But we got the coaches that go along with it, and everything else. So, but if I had to take that bet today, I'd say no.
Even if y'all thought you was a gambling man, I would put $100 down. Raiders over the Ravens. Raiders have one of those miraculous turnaround teams, turnaround seasons, like the Commanders or like the Texans a few seasons ago where, oh my God, it came out of nowhere because of all the money we spent. So wait, before we go and show the list of the free agents, there was a question by Alex, I believe, right here. What is the grade you give SpyTech for the transactions that we did? And not only the ones that we added, but also the ones that we had subtracted. Because if you look at this list right here, we got rid of Alex Kappa. We cut him. He had one more year left, but he was released. And then the big one right here that everyone I know is celebrating. But at the end of the day, before 1 o'clock today, Pacific time, they're all like, Geno Smith better pass his physical. I swear to God, they better not come back and be like, oh, we noticed that his fingers were scraped harshly on his last game as a Raider. What are we going to do? No, they work fine. You should have seen what he did a couple weeks before when he flipped out the fans. They're fine. His fingers are fine. Take him back.
The skin on his knuckle was a little too thin, so he didn't pass the physical.
He didn't pass the physical. He had a hangnail. We had some, his cubicles were not looking good. We're not going to go and pay for the manicure and get him fixed. But Asylum looking at this now, and now to Spytek's credit, we were going to cut Geno Smith, and the Jets, who were big players too this last few days in free agency, they said, "Hey, we'll trade for him." So we ended up giving the Jets with Geno Smith a 7th round pick, and we got a 6th round pick. Now we do pay for most of that contract, but I think it was, instead of paying the, what was it, the 18, was it 18 million?
Yes.
We're now going to only pay
17.
We're not going to only
16 point something. He's basically got he's getting the league minimum from the Jets, and we got to pay the rest.
Yeah. So we saved a little bit of money compared to if he was to cut him. That would have been a big hit on the cap. So we was able to save a couple million, whatever, which is, it's a small win, and I'll take it. That we got some kind of something out of Geno Smith. And from what I kept hearing, and I'm all like, hey, I wish that works out for us too. What was the last team that Clint Kubiak was on before he became our head coach? And what quarterback was he gonna have before he got traded to us?
Geno.
And what happened to the Seahawks just a few months ago?
They won the Super Bowl.
And who's our head coach right now? Who's going to be calling the plays?
Clint Kubiak.
And what quarterback was he probably going to work with, but then they ended up trading him away?
Geno.
Raiders 2026 Super Bowl champions, baby. Right here, Super Bowl champions. It's going down. Jets #1 overall pick in the 2027 draft. It's going down. You heard it first. Well, actually, you didn't hear. I heard it from other places, but I just want to relay that message. Like, maybe, hey, we win a Super Bowl. Maxx Crosby said, wait, you guys traded Geno Smith? Let me do the math. Geno Smith traded from the Seahawks into the Raiders. We had the worst select record. Clint Kubiak comes over. You know what? My knee hurts. Someone do a Tanya Hardin on my knee so I can come back to the Raiders. So Maxx Crosby, and that's what Arcadia said over here. Maxx Crosby got the script, and he said no. Maxx Crosby found the script, and it's time to come back.
Answer the question that was in there about grading Spytek. As of right now, I have to say an A. I mean, he's been doing. It's been defense heavy, but he did make a big splash. And I know some people aren't happy about the overpayment that we had to do a little bit, but we talked about you talked about this with Peggy, and we talked about it before. Being the team we are in the situation we are now, you kind of have to overpay a little bit.
Overpay? I am fine. I thought we were gonna have to pay a little bit more after the Maxx Crosby thing. I thought, okay, so are the Ravens gonna try to come back around? Because when I was talking with Jeff yesterday, he's like, "Hey, I just want to make sure that the Ravens don't try to have more money to try to re-sign back." Hey, but the Ravens are the ones that didn't take his. Huh?
It's official now. They can't get Linderbaum back.
Well, yeah, it's official now. But I was nervous yesterday. Like, okay. Now, Raiders, all you guys who free agents that we signed, don't you worry. We're going to hide the contracts. You already signed them. We just can't send them. We're going to hide the contracts now. So you can't turn around and erase your name. But it all for us, it went through. It went through. And then we added a Maxx Crosby to the mix. Okay, disregard this bottom part. But then we added a Maxx Crosby to the mix that we can keep or still see if someone wants to do the two first rounders. I thought maybe the Cowboys were going to jump back in. Jerry Jones. Oh, we got to get the Micah Crosby. Got to get Micah Crosby back. Sorry, what would you say? Micah Crosby. Gotta get Micah Crosby. But I heard that they said no. One of our doctors over there, we ain't doing it. He said no. We're not gonna do it. I gotta fix my.
From what I heard, one of the doctors over there was the Cowboys doctor.
I know.
We're gonna throw conspiracies out there. You think maybe they sabotaged it?
What's up? What's up, Reddit One? I don't know. They were just like, hey, get over there. See what's going on. Well, Mr. Jones says that they're not going to pass him because of his knee. Yeah, we all knew that already. What else? That's all they said. Okay. Okay, we're going to pretend like we heard something. And we're going to tell the Raiders we're not interested in Micah Crosby. Sir, his name was Maxx Crosby. I know. But he's my new Micah Crosby. You know, I got to work on that. I feel like I can get it. Micah Crosby. Okay. Anyways, so, but yeah, so, but with everything going on, they said that we are able to afford Maxx Crosby's contract if we do. Sorry, wrong one. If we do have to eat that $30 million guaranteed, and that 35. Probably will happen. 30 is it 35?
His contract for the year is 35.1.
Oh yeah, plus the 5 dead. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I got you. So but they said and then if that's the case, you know, I kept hearing that, well, then they're probably gonna go and talk to Colton Miller and Maxx Crosby and restructure, because those are the two big contracts on the Raiders right now. Is Crosby and the two of the three Oakland Raiders left on the roster: AJ Cole, Maxx Crosby, Colton Miller. I thought there was one more.
No,
I think it's 3. Oh yeah, it was Carlson, but he's not. We got a new kicker now.
With signing a kicker, I don't think Carlson's coming back.
Yeah. So, well, I posed it. I posed this question, Asylum, since you are about streaks. Does Maxx Crosby, even though he was hypothetically a Raven for a day and a half, does he lose his original Oakland Raider status? Because he left the door. You know,
he didn't leave the door. He went to go take a physical.
Well, he physically left the door.
That's like ending my streak because I did a show in another country. Well, you weren't at home. You weren't here. That's the start of a new streak because you didn't do it here in the States. So no, that doesn't count.
Yeah, but his mindset was, I'm no longer a Raider. Flock Nation. That
was everybody's mindset at the fucking time.
We were all where you moved on. Were you, because it was like the Raiders are embracing the rebuild and like, yeah, it sucked. Okay, we weren't gonna have Maxx Crosby, but he wanted to go. So I was like, okay, you know what? Let's embrace the rebuild. We're going full on rebuild mode. Like in Spaceballs. Okay, we're going plaid right now. Okay, for rebound for rebuild mode. And then he comes back like, oh, hey, sorry, Maxx Crosby. We turned your locker room into a soda machine placement. This is awkward. So what happened? You came back. We turned your room into a game room. So we wasn't expecting to come back. What are you what's gonna happen? Like, are you gonna stay here, or should we bring the cot back out at least so you guys somewhere to sleep on until we somehow try to get your furniture back that we left outside in the for sale or for free? How do you feel if Maxx Crosby game a week one? Alex Guerrero, he's the guy that pushed him out. Well, I guess in one, Asylum, the Raiders are right for benching him if his injury was that serious.
Apparently so.
But two, as a Raider fan, and I guess I'm gonna ask you as speaking for the nation, Kay. I'm not saying that. Do you accept Maxx Crosby back? I'm not saying that. That's a little bit too much, but like, how do you feel about Maxx Crosby? Like, he doesn't like he said, "Oh, I want to come back to the Raiders. I made a mistake." It was, "Oh, no word yet," from what I heard yet. But how do you feel, Maxx Crosby now back? Like I guess what is your, as the emotional coordinator, what is your emotion?
Well, I'm hoping that this humbles Crosby. Right? Remember the whole situation with AP, and he was a big voice for AP, and then he says, "Okay, I'm going to stay out of this." Right? I'm no longer doing that. Maybe this in the future, when it's injury related or something like that, instead of causing a big stink and storming out the fucking building like a child because I didn't get my way, right? Maybe this is something that humbles him. Okay? If it's a legitimate, which I seriously doubt, I give it a 2% chance of being the truth, right? But still, something like this is affecting his career. He wanted out, right? All this shit was bad. I wanted out. I'm gonna go to a new team. Yes, I mean, he didn't do no Antonio Brown bullshit, running around and jumping into a fucking pool, right? In all this shit. So maybe this is something that can humble him. So the coach comes to him and says, "Hey, we're fucking taking you out, for the rest of the game. Hey, we're going to sit you for a couple games. Hey, we're going to sit you for the season." Maybe the taller doesn't come out and throws a fit because he's a little humbled and realizing, hey, maybe I should listen to these guys and, go because this is my career, right? He wants to be the best. Being injured don't make you the best.
No.
Getting injured on the field, giving 120% don't make you the best. It's those numbers. It's those accomplishments. It's everything else you do out there and just being that team player in that aspect. I'm not saying Crosby's not a team player, but maybe this humbles him just that little bit that he needed, just like that AP situation. And he realizes, hey, maybe I just need to do what's asked of me since these guys control my money, for one, and my future, my greatness.
Yeah.
Because if the Raiders really wanted to be dicks, that's a 3-year contract, right?
Yeah.
They wanted to bench him for those 4 more years, whatever. They wanted to bench him for the length of that contract. They can.
The Marcus Allen treatment. Is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying.
I mean,
hard to be great from the bench.
No, I forgot what I was going to say, but yeah, maybe. Okay, I don't want to say no. This is like, okay, you want to go? It's like that kid that I don't want to live here no more. I'm done. Okay, go outside. Go ahead. We'll lock the door. Go ahead. Survive. I was just joking. No. You want to go outside? Go ahead. Go. I put you in timeout for your own good, and you want to fight me? Then go. Oh, you want to come back now? Yeah. All right, come in. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm going to keep my head down, and I'm just going to do my homework. Yes, good job. Appreciate that. Do what you got to do. But outside of that, Maxx Crosby did come to a whole new team, a whole brand new team. Now let's talk about the free agents that we got. But I want to start with the first one. Raiders went and traded for a cornerback from the Bills, Teron Johnson. Raiders went and gave them a 6th round draft pick. And they got a slot cornerback, 3rd cornerback, which I feel
nickel.
like, yeah, nickel. Hey, Nate Hobbs is available. You want to get him back?
No injury problems. I'm okay with that. I mean, I like Hobbs, but we already got our guy.
Okay, so you have this guy right here, 29 years old, 8 seasons, all with the Bills. 113 games, 572 total tackles, 411 solo, 6 interceptions, 48 pass defenses. In his last 2 seasons, I did the 2 seasons to show that it wasn't just a fluke season. He averaged 12, 13 games. He only has 7 interceptions in the 2 years. Couple tackles for loss. For the 6th round pick, this was we're getting some secondary help with this one right here. What do you think of this one?
No, I like this one. I mean, he's basically been a starter in his whole career. The last 4 years, I believe you've been hearing, it has been the best 4 years for him, which you expect, right? Early on, not the greatest. And going, he's been handling his stuff. He still needs a little bit of polishing. He could be better. But the fact that you only gave up a 6th rounder, which we got back for Gino.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we got that back. So, it doesn't hit. I mean, he's not expensive. Cap hit of $8.67 million.
Uh-huh.
He's still relatively young, right? Still in that prime years. So, I mean, I think this was a solid way to help solidify the secondary, which, because the defensive line couldn't do shit, they were getting beat up on. You had Stokes, who was injured, so that didn't help. When he came back, he started playing better. This is just one of those key, low key pickups that help strengthen the team. But a lot of people ain't going to. It's not a Linderbaum, right? Where it's a big splash, the big name. It's not like the Ravens going out and trying to get Maxx Crosby. It's not that big old splash, but this is one of those low-key things where when everything's working together, he's one of those solid pieces that are making it work.
They said that the Bills were going to let him walk, so he wasn't being a free agent, but the fact that Spy Tech said, no, I'll trade for him. So you don't have to pay the extra, whoever the bidding war for him, whoever else was going to try to get him. So you just, like you said, you just spent the 6th rounder that you eventually got back from getting rid of a guy that we didn't want. So what would you grade that transaction right there? I'd say it was a solid. Yeah, B.
Solid B.
Yeah. A strong B. Yeah, strong B. All right. Now we got let's go straight to it. The big one right here. The big daddy. Center Tyler Linderbaum signs with the Raiders. 25 years old, 4 seasons, was drafted by Baltimore. Yeah, we got him. We got him now. Yeah, that's what you get screwing with us. We got your center now, okay? We got your center. 6'2", 305 pounds. In 2024, in 1,094 snaps, he did not allow any sacks, with an overall blocking rating of 78.1, passer rating 82.5, a run block rating of 65.7, 9 penalties. Last year, in 1,007 snaps, he allowed 2 sacks. Now, that Lamar Jackson, he runs a lot. You had Tyler Huntley came in for a little bit too. So the whole offense was all they weren't even using Henry a lot either. So 80.2 overall blocking rating, 63.4 passer, 83.7 run. So the pass and the run kind of flipped and only 5 penalties.
I was just thinking that.
Pro Bowl in 2023, 3-year, $81 million. Only $1 million of that is not guaranteed. I mean, his cap hit this year is not that bad. Everything's like later on, so he's only getting hit with a 16.67. But now this is the big daddy. This is the one that we were like, are we gonna get him? Are we gonna get him? Are we gonna get him? Is Spy taking to spend that money? And this was the big flash.
No, see, this one was a surprise. It was one of those ones. Yeah, it would be nice if we could go out and get him, right? If we'd make an effort to go get him. I was honestly surprised to hear we sealed the deal.
Yeah.
I was
That's
surprised.
That's why I was nervous after the Crosby thing. I'm like, come on, don't take our toys away. Don't repo us because you guys couldn't afford anything. So, but yeah, A+.
No, I'm giving this one. I'm torn between an A-, and B, and the only reason. The only reason is they caved and got him on a 3-year deal, not a 4-year deal.
Well, if you look at a lot of them got 3-year deals, and a lot of them are under 30, and a lot of them have only been with one team. So these are
still somebody of that, you want to make that splash, you want to go. I mean, I love every other Demon King. I'm telling you, if you get a chance to resign him after that 3 years, how much do you think he's going to cost? I want that.
You don't wait until that 3rd year. That's how the Raiders got screwed and didn't sign Spillane. You do that in year.
Oh, I know this, but this is the Raiders we're talking about. Okay.
I know. They never listen to any of us.
I love it. I do. But okay, you want my opinion.
Demon King says never satisfied. He's talking to you, Kate, the emotional coordinator. What plays are you calling right now? You're just blitzing on it. Every play you're blitzing. Emotion.
Just saying.
I mean, if the one thing that we do, and that's what we kept saying, if we're going to draft the quarterback, #1 overall, Fernando Mendoza, that's it, is 99.9% sure that's going to happen.
Then why are you watching, Demon King? Apparently you do want my opinion.
This is a good start. You have that guy in the middle, okay? Because the Raiders have been known for legendary centers. Okay, Jim Otto, Mosbar, Dubby.
This reminds me of bringing in fucking Rodney Hudson.
And Rodney Hudson, well, a younger Rodney Hudson.
Younger, but I'm just saying the quality of play you're going to get. Rodney Hudson, when we lost him at center, that was a huge hit to our offensive line.
Andre James, man. Andre James. Gruden, that was a Gruden move. I'm gonna give it. I'm trying, and I know you're trying to be. I know you're trying to be very what's the word? Like you're not trying to use your fandom to make the to give a grade. You're trying to be very fair, and I'm trying not to fan them right now. But I'm like, we got a center as an offensive lineman myself. We got a center, okay? And like you said, JPJ, if he's not gonna be on center. Well, you said if he's not going to be at left guard, then I want him at center, but I want him at left guard. You go out there, you pull.
I wanted that last year.
You pull him, you let him go crazy on folks because he's going to be right at the cusp of the whistle where it's going to be a flag. He's playing rough. There ain't no such thing as playing rough. There's an unnecessary roughness, but not a plain rough flag. That's not a thing. So I'm going to give it.
He was just mean.
Intimidation. All right, the next one, which was probably going to be one of Maxx Crosby's replacements before the other trade fell through. Quiddy Pay got paid. Signs with the Raiders, 27 years old, 5 seasons, 75 total games, 209 total tackles, 123 solo, 30.4. That's supposed to be 30.5. You can't have a 0.4. That's me. My bad. I probably got to check that. Well, I was trying to be in a hurry with this Maxx Crosby stuff. But 32 tackles for loss. As you look at his last 2 years, 15 games in 2024, 29 solo, 41 total, 8 sacks, 7.5 tackles for loss, and 1 forced fumble last year, 17 games, so he played the full season. 15 solo, 39 total tackles, 4 sacks, 6.5 for loss, and no forced fumbles. We got him for 3 years, $48 million, $31.28 million of that is guaranteed. He was the first round 21 overall pick of the Colts in 2021. That's another young guy, another 4-year guy. This was actually one of the guys that Demon King had, I believe he had on his list. I can't bring that up. I do have that still. Let me look for it. But looking at this, Asylum, what did you think of them getting this guy right here?
Oh, this is this is a signing that you hope we keep Crosby. Pairing him with Crosby, I love. Fucking kick Malcolm Kuntz's ass to the fucking curb where he belongs and pair this guy up with Crosby. Remember, we're going through a 3-4. 3-4. Yeah. That's 3 defensive linemen, 4 linebackers. This is a pairing with a Maxx Crosby that I think can be awesome. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I like this. I like this. I mean, and I agree. I think it was a signing to try to replace Maxx Crosby.
Yeah.
But the fact that the cookie crumbled the way it crumbled,
I messed up on that.
I think this could be, if we don't trade Maxx, which there's a possibility, I'm wrong on that. If we don't end up trading him, this is going to be a pairing that people are going to start drooling over once they start seeing this, come together.
What's up, Jeff? Yeah. I like that they were focusing. Now we still got to get a nose tackle. We still got to get something in the middle. But we got we're getting guys because we thought we lost Maxx Crosby, so Spytek was trying to get, it was like Moneyball. When we lost Jason Giambi, so Billy Bean was trying to get guys who can add up to what Giambi by himself gave. Okay, we're gonna get that was a long time ago, 20 plus years ago, but they got guys who can equal his amount, where it was more of a team game than just say we have a star here and a star here. So we're kind of doing a little Moneyball right there with Spytek. But I like that. I'm gonna give that a B, because I want to see. Now we're gonna go back. We're gonna go to a 3. Not go back. We're gonna go to a 3-4. So I want to see how they utilize him. If he's gonna be, he is a defensive end, so he'll be hands to the dirt. But like you say, would they pair him now with Maxx Crosby? Maxx Crosby is here week 1, or are they gonna have him rotate where he'll be like kind of like a linebacker?
We didn't see him. We didn't see. I don't remember seeing him on the field at all.
Who?
Pegues.
Pegues?
That guy too.
You don't think Pegues can play the nose? We'll see. And that was a thing that we kept arguing last year, Demon King. Pete Carroll never let them. He never let us. I'm sorry, over. He never showed. He never showcased the drafts that we got. So we don't know what we have, especially in the offensive line. We saw Charles Grant for a little bit. Caleb Rogers for a little bit, and we didn't see too much of Charles Grant. And now it's like, okay, we got the center. That's what we needed, but we still need help with the tackles. If Colton Miller gets hurt again, he is older and 2 seasons now with injury, and DJ Glaze struggled, but we can't really put that on him when you had the whole line struggling under Brandon Carroll. So we don't know what we really had because of Pete Carroll and his negligence of putting the rookies out there when we ain't going nowhere. Those 10 wins you promised, it ain't gonna happen when you're 2-9. But I digress. This one right here, that's another one of Demon King's picks that he had on his list. Quay Walker, outside linebacker from the Green Bay Packers. He was their draft pick, 2021, first round. This is another first rounder. So 3 first rounders we signed. Pick 21 in 2021. 25 years old, 4 seasons, 58 games he played. Total, 469 total tackles, 264 solo, 9 sacks, 31 tackles for loss in his career. In his last 2 years, 2024, 13 games, 72 solo, 102 total tackles, 2.5 sacks as a linebacker. 10 tackles for loss. No forced fumbles in both years. Last year, 14 games he played, 58 solo, 128 total tackles, 2.5 sacks, 9.5 tackles for loss. We got him for 3 years, $40.5 million. 28 of that is guaranteed. Is this a solid pick, Asylum?
Well, I mean,
we needed to build that linebacker core.
Our linebacker core was not necessarily the best. We had some.
It was stripped though.
You know, I don't want to say decimated. It had moments, but it was players playing for the first time. Different situations, and the fact that we were losing basically a lot of them to free agency. I think it's a solid, linebacker, solid linebacker coming in to basically do the job, be able to sit there and help the middle of the field, be able to come in on blitzes, come in and be able to do, just the variety of things that you want to use the linebackers for.
It's crazy.
One thing we get torn up upon for many, many years has been tight ends.
Yeah.
And running backs coming out of the backfield.
On the swing, on the flat. Demon King had up there that was the pick that we gave the Packers for Devontae. So technically, I guess we drafted him. We just had him, over there at Green Bay. Yeah, he was in Green Bay developing for us to come over.
We let Green Bay work the bugs out.
Yeah. We let them, their defensive staff fix him, and then now, okay, thank you. We wanted you guys to customize him for us, and now we're ready. Okay, here we go. All right, the next one, which I believe was also on I think this was on Demon King's list. Demon King's list is right here. He did linebacker. Yep, he had him on there. Demon King was our GM, and he got it all, most of them. Demon King, your guy, Nakobe Dean, out of played for Philadelphia, was their 2022 third-round pick, number 83 overall. 25 years old, 4 seasons, 47 games, 226 total tackles, 141 solo, 7.5 sacks, 15 total, 15 lost tackles for loss. There you go. In his career. In 2024, 15 games, 80 solo, 128 total tackles, 3 sacks, 10 tackles for loss, and 1 forced fumble. And last year, in 10 games, 30 solo, 55 total tackles, 4 sacks, 2.5 tackles for loss, 2 forced fumbles. We got him 3 years, $36.03 million, with 23 of that guaranteed. Asylum, coming from a season removed or 2 years removed, how they say it, from a Super Bowl champion with the Eagles when they beat the Chiefs. How do you feel about that signing right here?
I mean, just by the numbers, what I'm seeing here is, he's in there to stop a run. I mean, that's, he's I think this is solid. I mean, he's there, physical. I mean, just look at him. He's already dirty. He's coming in. He ain't afraid to hit the ground. He's taking a motherfucker with him. Another solid linebacker to add to that room, to add, in there, middle of the field, can come up on the line when needs be, can be used, in the blitz options at times, So, I mean, it's, again, let's stop, protect the middle. We get destroyed, we'll either have a good enough defensive line and the back end can't do shit. But we've always been beat on the middle of the field for year after year after year. It's been a while since we've been able to control the middle of the field.
Yeah. Like 20 plus years.
That turns into 37 fucking yards because you had nobody to be able to control the middle of the field. And by the looks of it, with what we're bringing in the linebacker, we're getting people who could go, cover sideline to sideline. We're getting people who are, could go down there and stuff the box and ain't afraid to take on those running backs. I mean, these running backs, they may have a short life, but they're getting bigger and hitting harder. And there's some people who are just afraid to get in there and take that hit and wrap them up and slow them down for somebody else to come, go. And it just seems like we're getting people who are, at least on the linebacker part here, we're getting players who kind of remind you of the old Raider mentality, right? Just get in there and do your job. Just fucking, that's what it is. I'm going to get in here. My job is to protect here. The middle of the field is not going to be a danger zone.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because those two guys, Quay Walker and Nakobe Dean, the Cowboys were trying to pursue them also, and they lost to us.
Oh,
them goddamn Raiders. They took the two guys and Maxx Crosby. But see, the other thing with all those guys so far, I got one more player to show. But with all those guys so far that we have gotten, they all came from, winning organizations. Yeah, Teron Johnson come from the Bills. Yeah, Tyler Lindenbaum, who came from the Ravens. They did miss the playoffs last year by a field goal, but they have been in the playoffs for the majority. The last couple of years. They'll lose to the Bills or the Chiefs, but they've been in the playoffs, so he's been there. The Colts, they've been on the cusp of getting to the playoffs. If Jones didn't get hurt at quarterback, they probably could have been in the playoffs. They probably could have gone deep. The Packers, they've been in the playoffs.
Defense. The Colts had a good defense.
The Colts had a good defense. That's what carried them. They almost made it happen with Phillip Rivers when they came back at 44 years old with the dad bod. Looked like Grandpa playing football with the kids. Hey, I was rooting for Phillip. I hated Phillip Rivers before, but when it came back, I'm like, hey, do it for us older fellas who are still trying to get back onto the field in our minds. But they all come, and of course with the Eagles, Nakobe Dean, he was he just won a Super Bowl 2 seasons ago. So we get young guys from winning organizations to come over to the Raiders. So I like these picks.
The thing you said there though was young guys.
Young guys. The young and the
not
restless.
People who are on the wrong side of 30 and the wrong side of their prime.
That's the theme to Young and the Restless. They're ready. Shouts out to my grandma. All right. And of course, the receiver, who I think he kind of like, I don't want to say fell into the cracks of all the other signings we had, but he kind of like, it's like, what do you want to call it? The side B of the signings, like their side A with all the hits. They got side B, whatever. But Jalen Naylor,
tier A, tier B, tier C.
Yeah, yeah. You have Jalen Naylor comes over from the Vikings. 27 years old, 4 seasons, 55 games, 114 targets, 69 receptions, 1,066 yards for his career with 11 touchdowns. In 2024, 17 games. So he played full seasons, both 24 and 25. 17 games each, 28 receptions. Micah. In 2024, 28 receptions, 414 yards, 14.8 average, 6 touchdowns with a long of 33. Last year, 29 receptions, 444 yards, 15.3 average, 4 touchdowns, and a long of 62. Drafted by Minnesota in 2022, round 6, pick 191. We got it for $35.03 million, 23 guaranteed for 3 years. Now, like I said, I feel like this is one of those, like a little side, I don't want to say side dish, but you got Lindenbaum. That's the main meal. And then you have the other guys. Those are like compliments to that main meal, and then you have he's I don't know, he's like the salad, the soup,
the appetizer. I mean, he's definitely not being brought in to be wide receiver one. I think this is, he's being brought in. It's one of those, Best didn't have the best year.
He didn't get a chance.
He had somewhat of a chance, but not going. But this is also for who was the other one? God damn it.
We had Trey Tucker. We had Thornton Jr. We had Tyler Lockett. We had.
Thornton. This might be one of those ones that he might be in there with the, I don't want to say hopes, but to be able to push and the possibility of, hey, we can replace. He could be a number 2 or a number 3 and be solid and go. I don't think he's going to have the pressure of coming in and expected to be a number 1 when he's not a number 1.
No, I don't think they're going to have him as a number 1. I don't know if they're going to try to draft somebody or if they're still going to try to find like a veteran or someone on the cheap who's still out there. Tyreek Hill's still available. Every day he doesn't get signed, he loses $1 million in his projected. I don't know. I'm just messing around, whatever. But no, I don't think he's going to come in to be that guy. But like you said, can you really judge the receivers that we had on our team last year for their performance of last year, especially more so the rookies, when you had Geno Smith as your quarterback, Brendan Carroll's your offensive line who couldn't put the right combination together. Alex Cappa became your center when he was supposed to just be your rotational guard, or they kept having him go against JPJ. It was a mess last year, and I'm hoping that this year with Kubiak and the staff that he put together, that we're not going to make the same excuse. And I don't want to say excuse, but to other people, it could be considered an excuse where you can't really judge the players because of a Getsy system. You can't really judge the players because of a Chip Kelly / whoever system. You can't really judge the players when you have guys like Minshew as your quarterback, guys like Geno Smith as your quarterback. It's hard because and then like we kept saying throughout last year, there were a lot of times where Geno Smith had the time. He wouldn't try to make more time with his feet. He would just panic throw, and he kept trying to force the ball to Thornton. He kept trying to force the ball. Eventually, when we got Tyler Lockett after we traded Jacoby Myers. So it was just a bad offensive. It was so bad you can't even say rhythm.
It was the bad coaching staff.
It was just a bad earth thing, okay? Bad earth thing. So
that
earth thing. So now one of the big news, and I know we kind of hinted, we talked about a little bit earlier today, but when you heard that Geno Smith
party,
were you? I mean, it's like you couldn't just get away with just trading away Geno by himself. They probably like the Jets were like, okay, we'll take Geno, but come on, man, give us something else. What do you want? Come on, and just give us something else. Like, come on, you want our 6th pick, and you want to give us Geno for that? Give us something else. Fine, I'll give you the 7th. That's the best I can do. Okay. What about his contract?
I'd have taken the 7th for Geno in a heartbeat. The fact that we got a 6 out of it, I'll take this all day long.
I would have saw what Wendy's was going to offer, because there was a tweet by Wendy's like, "Hey Geno, if you don't go anywhere this year, if your career is done, you could be a taste tester for us." I don't know how Wendy's and Geno Smith got tied together, but I saw that tweet. Geno and a free bowl of soup. Depends on the soup. Because if it's a chunky soup, Anna, he's not worth a chunky soup. Yeah, he's not even worth top ramen. Because top ramen I grew up with. Chow dare? No.
Chow dare.
And to round it out, I don't have his graphic, but we also got Matt Gay. Can you?
Does that mean you're happy?
Or are you gonna get a? Are you gonna get a? Oh, speaking of Wendy's, you know what, Geno Smith? I get it now. It makes sense. I get it because Wendy's had the finger in the chili. Geno Smith gave the finger to the Raider fans. Geno Smith's fingers in the chili. Anyways, I was just trying to put the tinfoil hat without the tinfoil hat. Yeah. So we got Matt Gay, place kicker, 6 years of experience, 31 years old. He kind of bounced around a little bit here and there. His numbers are not out yet of how much we're going to pay for him, but I guess to ask the question, I don't have his numbers. I'm sorry, I don't have his numbers of what he did last year. But was Daniel Carlson, was he that bad to replace Daniel Carlson? I know last year he lost a couple games, especially that a Bears game. We could have won, but like I said, the first guy to get fired was a special teams coach. Scapegoats everywhere. But was he deserving to not get re-signed by the Raiders?
I mean, that's hard to say. You got a whole new coaching staff.
Yeah.
Right? Special teams coach and everything, right?
Yeah. And he has ties. This new guy has ties to our new special teams coach, Joe D. Camillus.
And now that snowball starts to get bigger and bigger, and why we finding out what's going on. I don't think he did, but you got to remember Carlson was cut by Green Bay,
yeah,
right, for having the same struggles he had last year.
Yeah,
I mean, so either the coaching staff saw enough of last year, it was a money thing, or they just wanted their own fucking kicker.
I mean, and I kept saying this. What's up, John? I kept saying this. Trolling it. I kept saying this, that this Raiders team, I feel like the rebuild is going to happen faster because this team basically is stripped. It's stripped down to the frame, to the metal frame, because of how many free agents that we had from last year, all the 1 year prove it deals that we gave out last year. So with Kubiak coming in, he's basically building off of the frame from the 2 and 3 year guys that we have on this team, and then he's adding parts. So this team had gotten significantly younger compared to last year going into this upcoming year. So with Carlson, I don't think that, I mean, because he was solid for the most part of his Raider tenure, but Raider career. Hey, if he has if the new special teams guy, because I believe that Matt Gay's best years were with Joe, I can't pronounce his name. Got to learn. Joe D. Camillus. Then hey, let's roll with it. If we have the free space to do it, let's go through it. But will you be the first one to buy a Raider jersey with Gay in the back?
I don't own a single kicker's jersey, so no.
Janikowski? You don't have a Janikowski jersey?
I don't have a Janikowski, no.
I'll get a Janikowski jersey. Wonder what number he's gonna wear. Anyways. All right. Now let's look at the guys that we had as free agents, okay, and where they went. All right, Kenny Pickett and Stone Forsythe both go to the Panthers. Kenny Pickett on another 1 year deal, $7.5 million. Stone Forsythe went to the Panthers for 1 year, $2 million. Dylan Parham, what do you think about this one? He went to the Jets, 2 years for $20 million. as reported. I don't know if it's official, like the numbers are official yet, but that's what was first initially reported. What did you think about Parham going to the Jets to block for his quarterback?
The fact that it's Jets doesn't surprise me, but the fact that he was signed does. I mean, obviously he's probably brought in as a depth piece, and going, especially with that kind of a contract that's probably easy to get out from under. I wouldn't be surprised if none of it's guaranteed.
He's still pretty young. I'm pretty sure some of it's guaranteed. I was waiting for the numbers to see so I could put it on there, but it wasn't out yet fully. Spot Track has been running slow with so much going on. I was surprised. I don't know. I think I was more so. I was nervous that we were going to bring him back. I was kind of over. I was kind of over him.
This is the way I look at it. Parham starts. Gino's QB. You put Max on that side, and you want to get to fucking Gino every time.
He was the revolving door.
The revolving door.
Spinning around. I'm trying to find.
Assuming that they don't put him at center.
No. Well, no. Yeah, center. He would play good. Okay, I'm trying to look at the numbers right now. Okay, Dylan Parham. All it says is he signed a 2-year, $20 million. No other numbers have been released yet on guarantees or anything like that. Raiders also tender Jordan Meredith and Will Putnam, offensive lineman. Jordan Meredith gets 1 year, 3.5, and Putnam gets 1 year, $1 million. So I mean, depth guys. Meredith we liked Meredith at guard. Center was not a great project for him. Exactly. That didn't go well. Especially with
I kind of hope we could bring in the tight end too.
Oh yeah, Ian Thomas. I want Alex Bachman. Okay, I feel like you give him a chance, he's gonna do some magic. I know he was great. He was good special teams returner, but I feel like give that guy a chance, man. He's young too. Give that guy a chance. Well, he's kind of young. Well, he's under 30. Give the guy a chance. On the defensive side, we re-signed Malcolm Kuntz 1 year, $1 million, another prove-it year for himself. We also re-signed Eric Stokes, 3 years.
Happy about that.
$30 million, which is good. Lonnie Johnson, though, we didn't really see him too much. He's the one that got injured on that practice game at Legion Stadium. He goes to the Dolphins it's to be determined. So they don't have his numbers out yet. But we also tendered Tristan McCollum, the safety. No numbers out yet. Broderick Martin tendered 2 year, $2.2 million. Charles Snowden we retained on a tender 1 year, $1 million. And then the guy that I wanted, we got him back. Thomas Tucker the fourth.
That I wish it was more than 1 year, but yeah, I'm happy that they're going to give that experiment another try.
1 year, $3.76 million. I like that they kept him. I'm telling you, we won that trade when we traded did that for the Eagles, but but who was the quarterback? Zero.
Bennett,
Jacorian Bennett. So I don't have numbers for this, but I'm going to ask you, Asylum. It was put out today that,
That's at 12. You don't have numbers.
It was put out today that the Raiders might be interested in a veteran quarterback by the name of Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, because there's the connection with Kubiak.
How would you feel? Now, I guess it all depends on, okay, well, how much are we going to spend for you? But if a Kirk Cousins comes in, this is not the plan would be, this is not for you to take the job, but just more so to give the rookie a chance to sit for a year and you just be the bridge guy. But if they was to get a Kirk Cousins on a friendly, team friendly price, how would you feel about that?
I mean, I don't know. This is the same Kirk Cousins that lost his job to fucking
Michael
Penix. Michael Penix. I mean Penix. I mean, again, we've talked about it. I think we got our bridge guy on the team, similar to a Fernando Mendoza already. There you go. That be our guy right there.
Not this guy.
But, not that guy. Thank God. But I can understand the thinking and the reasoning behind bringing in a Kirk Cousins. The experience factor alone, going, because we truly don't know what we have with Aiden O'Connell. We do know he could take a new coach in the middle of the season and still have some success.
Did he do it for the 3 seasons? He's been, He's had 6 offensive coordinators in the 3 years he's been he's been in the league.
Yeah,
the Raiders. It's magic.
So it'd be interesting, and Kirk Cousins has familiarity with Kubiak, so he knows the verbiage and everything else. So it's a little bit more of a smoother transition. But we already know how Raider Nation's going to be. You draft Mendoza. I don't care who's at quarterback. By game 3, they're calling for Mendoza.
We've seen that before with a guy named Jamarcus Russell.
Scissor.
Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to get the let's do this. Share.
But again, like you said, what's it going to cost us to get a Kirk Cousins? Now that you got Maxx Crosby's numbers back on the books.
Yeah. And we can look at that real quick too.
Million.
We could look at that, what the Raiders have left as of available. But Kyle Murray is talking to 5 teams right now. Kirk Cousins could be a possibility. Oh, Aaron Rodgers.
Supposed to be Minnesota, if I remember correctly.
I saw Vikings, yeah. Russell Wilson, Zach Wilson, Tyrod Taylor, Joe Flacco.
Might as well go get Jimmy Garoppolo back.
No, we're not going to go running back to the Bunny Ranch, okay? We're not going to do that because we're just not going to do that, okay? Trey Lance, but I see Trey Lance more of a guy that can take over. He's still young, and he was showing flashes under Harbaugh last year. So I don't know. Trey Lance will be Carson Wentz. No. Yeah.
Old man Flacco.
Flacco. The water is dry here. The water is dry here. Let's look at. I want to look at the Raiders numbers so far because the numbers didn't come out yet by the time that this episode started. So right now the Raiders total cap, space. The 2 big contracts right here is Maxx Crosby and Colton Miller, and then the big one that we just signed. So total cap. So we have what, 45 million? 45.1-ish? 45.1-ish right there. So, I mean, am I on the right? No, I like this one better. Okay. It blocks all that away. We can, we have to get guys on smaller contracts, and now we're going to go into day 4 tomorrow. This is day 3. Of the tampering period. This is the first day of
the season.
First day of the league year, yes. But we can still make some moves, maybe some depth moves.
Well, you definitely need to do some depth moves on that offensive line.
Yes,
that
and
was the
defense.
For it.
I want to know. I want to look at defense. Let's look at all teams, position. Let's see, interior defensive lineman. They don't have nose, but we'll go interior defensive lineman. Okay, and then available. All righty. Jonathan Allen, Dalvin Tomlinson, David Onyemata, DJ Reader. I mean, there's still some guys we could probably get in for maybe 2 years. That'll be, cap friendly. Maybe we backload it. If whatever we're gonna do with Crosby, if we're gonna keep him. I know watching Mitchell Rentz, he said, no, Maxx Crosby wants to stay a Raider. But it all depends on, well, hold on, who's still calling? Because if you do get someone that says, okay, fine, I'll bite. I'll give it the 2. I'll give you the first or the 2 number ones. I'll give it to you. Okay, look here. Let's hear, Max. I know you had a list of guys, of teams you wanted to go to. But the Jets are going to give us 2 first. I pose this question. Do we? Because everyone kept saying you should do right by Maxx Crosby. He gave his blood, sweat, tears, ligaments, meniscuses, and a puffy, an ankle, and that puffy, that swelled up knee he gave to you guys. You gotta do right by Crosby and send him to a winner. What we did, they brought him back. So in round 2, or I guess the second attempt, if we try to trade him, are we going off of? Hey, I'm sorry, we're gonna go off of the best available. I don't care if it's the Titans. I don't care if it's the Jets. I don't know who's the worst team in the NFC. We gotta get him out the division. Out the conference. I don't care if it's who is the worst team. I don't care if it's the Giants or the Cardinals. You're going over there. The Saints, you're going over there. They're going to give us the most. I'm sorry. We tried. We tried it your way, but we're going to do it our way. Are you going to go and make sure Max is sent to a good team? Or are you going to take, hey, I'm sorry, we're going to take whatever we can get now. I don't care who the team is. Outside of our division.
I think you're in a situation right now that if your asking price is still the 2 first rounds, you hold to that. Don't settle to get rid of them, because we know Maxx Crosby with a chip on his shoulder, which he all of a sudden has a chip on his shoulder. I wonder why. Kind of a situation. If you're going to take less, at least get your year out of him. And take less next year when he's at that 30 years old. We're going to be the 30 years old. Stick to your guns. If you get a suitor, go ahead and make the trade. If not, keep him on the team for 1 more year. If you're going to take less, which that is the fear that, if you wait till next year to trade him, you're going to have to take less. Well, let's see what we can get out of them for the year.
Well, let me ask you this. Let's say, then it's an obvious, but it's not an obvious question. Let's say the Broncos call. Hey, I'll give you 2 first.
No.
The Chargers call. Hey, I'll give you 2 first and a 3 first.
Only way he goes in the division, 3 number ones.
If the Chiefs call, hey, I'll give you can't afford him anyways. We're going to pair him with Khalil Mack and Chargers. If the Chargers call, hey, Raiders. You don't trade your best player within the division, okay?
In the division, it's a minimum minimum of 3 number ones. You have to sell the farm for us to face them twice a year.
And a player. You got to get the D tackle. I forgot his name. The D tackle for the Chiefs. The nose guard. Chris. Something.
Chris Jones.
Yes. Okay. Chris Jones. I'll give you Maxx Crosby 3 firsts. No, I'm not going to give it a 3 first. I'll give you Maxx Crosby for 3 firsts and Chris Jones. You need to lighten up your free agent. I mean, your
cap space.
You need to lighten your cap space. So we'll take Jones. You get a Maxx Crosby, and I need 3 firsts. That's the only way I'll give you guys him. Because the Raiders are coming up at just the right time. Because the Chiefs window is starting to close. Yeah, Kelsey's gonna sign one more year, but he's done. That team has to get rebuilt. I know they restructured Mahomes' contract so they can get some room to spend money, but I feel like they're done. The Broncos, I don't know how far. Do you think the Broncos could have went to the Super Bowl if Bo Nix didn't hurt his ankle?
That's a tough one. I mean, I'd say this: they definitely had a better chance with Bo Nix instead of Stidham. Yes.
Do you think if they were able to face the Seahawks, the Broncos, would they have closed the deal?
I don't think so, though. That's the thing. I think the Seahawks would have been. I mean, the Seahawks were unstoppable.
Yeah. So their window is open, but Sean Payton is up there in age. But does that matter? I don't know because we have Pete Carroll, but I don't know. And the Chargers are the Chargers. So no matter what, Silver and Black Raider podcast. What is up? What is up? What is up? I think I've seen them before. If you subscribe, I'll subscribe. Subscribe to the channel.
What's this? Max's agent Sam's report that Ravens were prepared to offer Crosby top of. Hold on.
They're saying, what he's saying is, what I'm going to play. What he's saying is this one.
Everything that guy just said is bullshit. Thank you.
Maxx Crosby's agent regarding to what the GM for the Ravens said. I don't believe you.
Yes, I don't believe this shit.
Oh, I know who that is. But yeah, the Raiders are in a good position to take over the West, if not this year, which we're not expecting anything great this year, but we do want to see improvement, especially with the guys. Yes. Keyword. There's no pressure right now. We know we hit the rebuild button finally. Break glass for rebuild. We finally hit that button. And we're gonna embrace it. And I think now that we're embracing it, the pressure will be off. And we're just going to be evaluating what Kubiak's going to do with these players. What do you think?
Sorry, what was the question? I was reading something. Change that guard. Sorry. What do I think about what?
ADHD is a problem with our children. Please, if you have, donate to the Cage Match for the ADHD fund. I'm saying is that with them finally admitting that we need a rebuild and we're finally embracing the rebuild, there's less pressure for this team to have to do something this year right now. But I see I lost it. We're gonna evaluate and
well, I'll go with off what you just said there. And I think I know where you're trying to go. Yes, I think pressure is off this year. We're seeing what I think we're seeing this year that we didn't see last year because of Pete Carroll is Spytech being able to be a GM and making moves. How many moves did we make last year?
Alex Kappa and Geno
what
Smith.
did we do this year?
We broke the piggy bank and we said, "Let's go." Here's the black card. Charge, swipe,
I mean,
swipe.
we went out and made splashes. We made moves. We was being aggressive, right? In this offseason here. We're being aggressive.
Yes.
We're letting our GM, right? That's what Peggy says. GMs are supposed to make the decisions. Well, it seems like GM's making the decisions. We'll see if they're the right decisions or not. I mean, no matter what, it's always going to be the season that determines the decisions were right or wrong. We're going to see if Baltimore made the right decision or not with going with Trey Hendrickson instead of Maxx Crosby. We're going to see if our rebuild is headed the right direction with the foundation guys. And that's a key thing. A lot of the people we got in this free agency are foundation players. It's not just a flash in the pan, not just a big name because he had one good season, whatever. These are foundation players. These are players you could build around and get in the draft and next year's free agency, get these final pieces and start putting it together. And maybe in year 3, we're that 1-2 players away from being a team that we always want us to be every delusional year.
Yes. I can't wait. Now we know they're going to sign more players here and there, but is it almost time? Oh, the next one is going to be the draft. That's what's coming up next is the draft. Oh, yeah. Football's back, kind of, but it's back. I can't wait. 3-year rebuild. I believe, though, that I'm going to say 2 years. I'm going to say year 2. I'm going to put
now you're putting pressure. Now you're putting pressure.
2.
Now you're putting pressure.
Year 2.
You just said there was no pressure. 3 years.
No pressure. And Maxx Crosby is going to show up on week 1 with the Raiders. He's going to come in. And I said this on Jeff's show. So if you heard it last night, okay, just pretend like you didn't hear it. He's going to come in a coffin. And they're going to roll the coffin out. And they're going to play the theme song.
Now he's doing Undertaker vibes.
Because he's back, baby. He is the Undertaker. He's going to be coming out to you. We need someone to play Paul Bearer. Paul Bearer.
Hey, I'm round enough. I can be Paul Bearer. Put some white makeup on me.
He's going to hold the urn of the 2 draft picks that we almost had. Oh, oh yeah. All right. I think that's all we have for tonight. Maxx Crosby dominated the headlines. We were going to go more in depth, but hey, we did it. We did a lot. We did a lot. We want to thank everybody for watching our show. We had great numbers today. We appreciate it. If you are new to the channel, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And
hit that notification.
Hit that notification button. Help us out because we're trying to get to 500, maybe. And maybe we'll do some things at 500, but we want to get to 500. So help us out to get there. We want to try to get there before. We want to try to get. Thank you. We want to try to get there before the season starts. We want to be in the 500 club. Okay. We want to be able to afford Micah Crosby. Micah Crosby. Every time I discover a new voice, I just want to keep using it. Micah. The Raiders. How much you want to get for Micah? We don't have a Micah. Micah Crosby. Oh, there's too much oil in your brain, sir. Not fish oil, which you probably need, but no, regular. Okay, anyways. All right, Ericka show. Ericka show. I'm over reading when we are doing the mock. Oh, we got to set that up, Asylum. We got to set up the viewers mock draft. We got to set that up.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about.
The nation's mock draft.
No, the cage match.
The cage match people's mock draft. We gotta do that. We gotta set that up. The actual draft. I don't have the dates. Because I have to update them. But the draft is on the 27th of April. So we gotta get that
there. Of April.
Yeah, we still gotta get Demon King on to talk players, since he is our. I anointed him our resident GM. So we got to get him on there, see what he thinks. He already said number one is going to be
Mendoza.
So he already said we're going to go through the rest, and I got to get those numbers. I have to go and do. I have to redo. The 23rd. I have to go and redo. I knew that. I have to go and redo the draft numbers because I had the updated ones with the 14. Now I got to redo them all again. Thank you, Baltimore, for making my job difficult.
Fucking Baltimore.
Quote the Raven. Quote the Raven. Nevermore. We do business with you. That is our show for tonight. So, do you have any last words to say before the trade for you gets voided? You got to come back.
The trade for me gets voided. Ow, my knee. I ain't got nothing.
We want to thank everyone for watching our show. And we'll come back. We'll see. We'll see if we can. I don't know. I want Peggy to talk about some of this stuff. Post everything, whatever. Okay, that's it. Everything's official now, so we don't have any more. We don't have to worry about people losing people. So we just now we're on the Maxx Crosby. Will he or will he not again? Yeah. So that continues.
Yeah. Trade watch.
Yes. So after this, go to Jeff's. I'm pretty sure Jeff's on right now. He always shouts at our show, so I'm gonna shout out Jeff's show. Go to Jeff's show, which is 401, 409. Do I have it on here? Jeff is. I don't have it on here. I gotta have it. I gotta put it on here. Well, Jeff. Go to Jeff's show. Okay, go to Jeff's show. He's there. He's on. That's it. Have a good night, and we'll see you on the next one. 401 Raider Jeff. There you go. Thank you, Alex. 401 Raider Jeff. He is on right now. Take care. Have a good night, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace out, Raider Nation. Oh yeah, dig it.
All you other NFL teams, your tailgates are weak. Your teams are weak. We might be down right now, but it doesn't take away the history. And all you Raiders out there need to know your fucking history of who the fuck you playing for and where the fuck you're playing. Damn it. Oh, and by the way, I won my last cage fight. Again, I'm still undefeated. And you NFL motherfuckers out there that you think you want some, come on and get some anytime.